Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Maya with Simply Bloom. We have a little plant haul that I want to tell you about. My sister-in-law's mom, she watches my videos. Thank you, Deb. She called me the other day and she's like, just so you know, Home Depot is having a 50% off sale on their shrubs. She's like, you should get over there and check them out. I'm like, thank you, we will. So we went on over, checked out their shrubs, got a few. I want to share with you that little haul. I also have 3 other plants, not from Home Depot, they're from Menards, but I'll show you those as well. And then right behind me here, we have some sad containers of ranunculus and anemones, and they are just kind of done for the year. When it gets hot, they don't like it. So we're going to take those out and put in some other perennials, not perennials, some annuals. I just kind of have a bunch of random straggly annuals. I was going to plant them in the ground, but I was like, well, we'll just throw them in this container instead. It'll work out fine. But first, let me show you the shrubs and perennials. All right, here they are. Stretch kind of down. I'm just going to start here on the left. We have a couple daylilies. Up until about 3 years ago, I was the person who could not stand daylilies, and I said I would never ever have them in my garden. And over the last few years, I've discovered just how beautiful they are, and I really like them. So my husband actually snuck these in the car. I didn't even know we were getting them until we got home and I saw them, and I am so glad he stuck these in the cart. First, I especially love the daylilies with the more bold leaf structure. There's some that are a little bit more thin leaf structure, more like a grass. I like the little bit bolder ones. I have a variety that's even more of a bold leaf. This is South Seas, and I wish it was blooming right now. The blooms are this most beautiful coral color bloom, and it literally sparkles in the sun. Like, it looks like there's a bunch of glitter embedded in the petals. It's absolutely glorious. I tried to get a picture of it, but I don't think it worked very well. South Seas, this says 12 to 36 inches tall, 18 to 24 inch spacing. Pretty sure all daylilies say that. We'll see. Zone 3, hardy to 40 below. Absolutely beautiful. I'm very excited to get those in the ground. Here we have just a classic Palace purple coral bell. This is an older variety, but still to this day, like this coral bell here performs so incredibly well. I had a friend that had a bunch of these at his place, and he had retaining walls made out of like the cinder block or brick retaining walls, and these were literally growing out the cracks of the rock walls, which he loved. He loved that look, so he just left them there. But these are so incredibly hardy, and I feel like they're kind of looked down on a little bit. They're not like the new and improved varieties, but if you want a hardy plant this one. 18 to 24 inches tall, 18 to 24 inch spacing, zones 4 through 8, but it survives in my zone 3, no problem. Then we have 2 orange rocket barberries. I got 2 of these earlier this year. My husband loves them so much, he wanted them other places as well, which fine by me. So orange rocket variety, I feel like the camera's not picking up on the color. Very beautiful. This variety does put off berries. I have a couple other varieties that are sterile that don't produce berries. This one does. I honestly love the berries, and then the flowers the bumblebees go nuts for. Orange rocket, 36 to 48 inches tall, which another site I read actually said gets up to 5 feet, so up to 60 inches tall. We'll see though. 24 to 36 inch spacing. Hardy to zone 4, 30 below. Next, I have 2 hydrangeas that they are starting to bud up here. They're both the same little hottie panicle hydrangea, zones 3 through 8, 3 to 5 feet tall, 3 to 5 feet wide. So a little bit more compact. Some of those hydrangeas get so massive, like 8 feet tall, 8 feet wide. So this is a little bit smaller, a little bit more compact. From what I can understand, it kind of starts with like the green turns to white flowers and then really ages out to like a very antique-y reddish pink mauve color. So I'm very excited about those. Next up, I love Baptisia. I love it so much, you guys. When I saw these were 50% off, I got so excited. They're both the same. Cherries Jubilee. So it looks like kind of like a mustard yellow with like a hint of burgundy red color. Very pretty. 30 to 36 inches tall, 36-inch spacings, hardy in zones 4 through 9. Again, I'm in zone 3, survives just fine. Then I got this next one for my husband, which this does kind of look pretty. Potentilla. We had one of these. I don't know if it was this variety. We had a potentilla. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I'm not sure. In our rental house in Montana, I strongly disliked it. It was like half dead. It was shrubby. Didn't look good. And then everyone and their mothers had this in their front yard. And I was just over it. I was over it. So this is one that I never ever wanted to have. But my husband really wanted one. So I was like, okay, we'll get one. And looking at it, it's growing on me. It is growing on me a little bit. So this is the Mandarin Tango variety. Full sun. Oh geez, I did not realize it was that hardy. Hardy down to zones 2 through 6. So if you're super hot, this one might not work real well in your garden. 2 to 3 feet tall, 2 to 3 feet wide. So yeah, kind of growing on me. It might look kind of pretty next to like a barberry. Ooh, yeah, I like that. I really like that. And then maybe like this. I think we're onto something there. I like the dark leaf structures with that. Yep. Okay, right behind it, roses are pretty much done. I saw this rose 2 months ago in Home Depot, and I really wanted it. I did, but I was practicing good self-control, and I did not buy any plants that day. And then when I realized that they were 50% off, I got it. So this is a cashmere. It's a shrub rose. Kind of like a red color, but it's not a hot red color. You know what I mean? It's like a cool undertone. Those are my favorites. Favorite reds are the cool undertones. Zones 4 through 9. See, this doesn't make sense to me when it says that. You see it right there. Hardiness, zones 4 through 9, but then like the heat zone only goes up to 8. So take that as you may. Full sun, 3 to 4 feet tall, 2 to 3 feet wide. So a little bit more of a compact, a little bit more of a smaller rose. Easy to tuck in there. I'm very excited about this one. Roses never thrive in my garden. I get them to survive. They stay very, very small. I have some David Austin roses that are supposed to get up to like 5 feet. They stay around the 1.5 foot because it just dies back every year, but that doesn't stop me from trying to grow roses. I have a very soft spot in my heart for roses just because my grandma had an amazing, amazing rose garden. So cashmere rose. Next we have a phlox. It has very bright, pretty pinkish purple flowers. Super Kapow Fuchsia Phlox. 18 to 20 inches tall, 18 to 20 inches wide. What's that? Zones 4 through 9. It looks very similar to the Proven Winners variety, ultraviolet phlox. But yes, I love phlox. I do. You can't go wrong with them. They bloom in the late summer. Very pretty. And then we have a couple different types of yarrow. Oh, by the way, the phlox and the yarrow are from Menards. Everything else was from Home Depot. So this is the Desert Eve Red yarrow, or Achillea. 16 to 20 inches tall, 18 to 20 inches wide. It seems like the pollinators love yarrow. I love yarrow. It has like a very kind of like a herby smell. works great in flower arrangements. And then, so my husband picked out that one. He likes the red. My daughter picked out this one. This is the Desert Eve Deep Rose. So it looks like along the same, they're both Desert Eve, but this is the Desert Eve Red and Desert Eve Deep Rose. Just a little bit more of a gentle color. And it looks like similar stats, 16 to 20 inches tall, 18 to 24 inches wide, zones 4 through 9. All right, that is it on the plant haul. It is humid today. I feel like I'm trying to breathe underwater a little bit. Whew. Moving on to the ranunculus. And the deck's kind of a mess. I had all the plants just sitting right there. So there's dirt and leaves and cardboard box. We'll get to that. So I had anemones and this one here, and then ranunculus in here, and also a morning glory plopped itself in there. I'm thinking it's from the bird feed, because I had a bunch of morning glory pop up in my rock garden, which is right underneath my bird feeders. So that's what I'm thinking it is. I'm almost tempted to put like a trellis in here and let the morning glory climb up it and just see if we can get some blooms, because I really do like morning glory blooms, like even a tomato cage. I'd pop a tomato cage in there. Would that look like a mess? Most likely will. We'll probably take it out. But the plants that I have a kind of mishmash of, we have a couple canna lilies. This is not the correct container. I got it bare root that I planted it in earlier. This is the primrose yellow canna. It's more of a dwarf canna, staying a little bit smaller if I remember properly. It's sad. It needs to get out of these small containers for sure. So when I look it up, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to have deep, deep green leaves. This almost looks like some variegated, but I also know it's not happy. It's dried out quite a few times, so we just need to get it planted. And then my husband really likes these, and they have a very nice fresh smell to them, almost like citronella. It is a Swedish ivy. These get pretty big. Well, I'm not seeing. I planted some last year and it got big. Also, I have two container dahlias. I don't know the variety, but they have really pretty pinkish yellow blooms. And then I have a couple mandevilla. I'm debating on if I want to pot into those containers as well. Here is a mandevilla here I wintered over. I really like just having them in individual pots. So I might just pot those up into like some other terracotta pots, or I might slip them in. I'm not quite sure. And then I have some mahogany splendor. This stuff gets massive. It gets like 5 to 6 feet tall, but it's so late in the season. I don't know. I'm tempted to slip one in, and then I might pop the rest elsewhere. Okay, so I am just going to pull the ranunculus and anemones. I'm going to put them in my harvest basket here. It's pretty dirty, which luckily it's not for food. And I'm going to leave the leaves attached. I'm just going to grab it, pull up. The corms are here. I'm going to leave the leaves attached. The corms will continue to soak up the nutrients from the leaves as the leaves die back. And then after all the leaves are dyed back, I will go through, cut the leaves off, and then place the corms in like a paper bag, something breathable, and save them until next year. So a super duper easy process. Oh my, there's an ant hive in here. Luckily just the sugar ants. Okay, anemones pulled. I am going to take out this morning glory. There's a couple in there. And pull the ranunculus. Oh man, it's nice. So I have my dahlias. I think we'll just, well, I don't know. I kind of want them mirrored. So like both inside corners maybe. Then I'm gonna do the Swedish ivy kind of in the back. I want the canna lilies kind of up front. Maybe like this. And these will fill in greatly. And then I think I am, just because I'm curious, and you probably can't see, but I am going to plop Mahogany Splendor in the back. Like I said, these get massive, I've heard, being this late in the season, and they're so tiny still. I'm curious to see how quickly they will grow, but I think it'd be a pretty accent texture kind of in the back. And I am tempted, because there's so much space, I am tempted to pop in those mandavillas, but I think I'm gonna leave it. I think I am, because I don't want to overcrowd them. Okay, so starting with the dahlia. All right, dahlia's planted. Moving on to the primrose yellow canna. And you can save the cannas over from year to year. I'll probably dig them up this fall. All right, Swedish ivy in the back. And the Mahogany Splendor. And yeah, I can honestly say I am not a fan, but that's okay. I think once things fill in, start blooming, it will be better. All right, that looks a little bit better. I have some weeds growing through the cracks of the deck. That pot there is our dog's dog dish. All the other dog dishes I got him, he just destroyed. Like, he chewed them apart to pieces, and all the metal ones were just too small. So I went to the thrift store, found an old stock pot, and that's what we use. I have one of the containers there. Ignore wilty sunflowers, I didn't get that. One container there, a container here. You can see the container dahlia, canna lily, the ivy, and then the hibiscus back there. I think that's actually going to be the end of the video. I have a little bit of watering I need to do, water in the containers, and then all the shrubs and perennials that I showed you, and then I think my son will be up from his nap. So I'm going to water. That will be the end of the video. I didn't get much done today, but that's okay. It's like incredibly humid, incredibly sticky. I don't feel like doing much today. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.